Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Belmont, to Nashville, and to Tennessee. What a great day, what a beautiful day for this press conference. While today represents the end of the week for a lot of people, this is time where we're just saying, start me up, baby. It is going to be a busy weekend, and the next 7 days are going to be really moving fast around here. It's difficult for me to realize that it's been 12 years since we hosted the 2008 presidential debate with soon-to-be President Barack Obama and Senator McCain at the time. And it's amazing to me that now, 12 years later, we will have the current president of the United States and the former vice president here on campus 1 week from yesterday, last night. This place is going to look really different on Friday morning after the debate. It's truly extraordinary, and it represents our university's commitment to providing a place for civil discourse, giving American citizens an opportunity to learn about the candidates, to make those comparisons, and to make their choices. This debate represents the last opportunity for the country to see the two candidates side by side before they go to the polls on November the 3rd. Next Thursday night, the space where we are now standing will hold dozens of national media. They'll be, as you can see, socially distanced from one another. And just up the sidewalk, there will be 48 platforms that will broadcast to the world Nashville, Tennessee, and Belmont University. And that will occur as we're welcoming those candidates for that final historic debate. Our faculty, staff, and students have been working toward and looking forward to this moment for the past year. There have been countless details. I mean, it's got to be 1,000 that have had to be managed, and they've been managed well by our team, led by John Carney. As we've been forced to rethink this event from top to bottom, I've been so impressed with their ability to just roll with it. But this community is pulled together in a way that I know we can as a Belmont community, and we pulled together as a Nashville and Tennessee community as well. I know we're tired of the word pivot. My dad, his first career was a high school basketball coach, and I grew up as a little kid, and my dad was like a fundamentals teacher. They would practice pivoting in practice without the ball, just pivot, 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 pivot left, pivot right. I'd sit there and watch and think, come on, Dad, let them shoot the ball. But pivots are vital to being able to adapt to the world today, and they've never been more vital than they are right now in this environment. Our faculty has adapted in an amazing way. They've led more than 30 debate-themed online programs and special events that continue right up to debate time. Multiple classes have been engaged in all sorts of conversations around the election and related issues, and we've involved our community through ways such as the coloring book that went to 30,000 Metro school kids, as well as the essay contest that was conducted for the older kids in Metro schools. And while the debate itself will only last 90 minutes, the lessons imparted and the experiences that folks are having around this will last for a lifetime. Those are just some of the reasons that we are committed to hosting this vital event. We believe it's our responsibility as an institution of higher education to host events like this and to create forums where our country can make those decisions about our future. It's our duty, we believe. And we've already had a lot to celebrate for what's been accomplished so far, but we can't wait to welcome our guests next week. This morning we have several guests that are going to speak to you about the preparations that we've made together. One of my favorite quotes of all time came from Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, when he said, none of us is as good as all of us. And that's the way we try to operate as a university, and I think that's the way, what makes Nashville such a special community, is that's the way we operate as a community. We need everybody to make something like this work, and every person who's going to speak up here today is vital to our efforts. And so let me begin first by asking you to direct your attention to the video. And we have a message from Governor Lee, who is unable to be with us here today. So can you roll that?
Hey everybody, Governor Bill Lee here. While I can't be with you in person, I'm honored to congratulate and recognize Belmont University for being selected to host the final presidential debate of 2020. The October 22nd debate is only the second time in history that a general election presidential debate has been held in Tennessee. The first also being held on Belmont's beautiful campus in 2008. Belmont University is committed to hosting exceptional events for all who are involved, and they use these events as educational opportunities that engage their students and the community at large. Next week, Belmont will once again shine a light on our great state, putting the eyes of the world on Tennessee just 11 days before Americans cast their vote for the President of the United States. I'm grateful for their willingness to step up to this vital task, and I applaud their embrace of civic duty as a host site. In closing, I want to thank and welcome the Commission on Presidential Debates, the candidates, the campaigns, the media, and the guests who will be traveling to Tennessee over this next week for the October 22nd presidential debate. It's an honor to welcome you to the volunteer state.
And thanks to Governor Lee and his staff for providing that great video. The city of Nashville made a commitment to support this debate over a year ago, and they've stood with us every step of the way. Things have changed since that commitment was made, but their support has not changed. And you'll see that support demonstrated through several of the speakers today. And I just would first and foremost want to thank Mayor Cooper for his support and encouragement, and ask him to come now and make a few remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher, and thank everybody for being here. It's nice to see the governor, and I appreciate that. I'm here to thank some people for doing an amazing amount of work now and going forward in the debate ahead. Marty Dickens, Chairman of the Board of Belmont, the faculty, the staff, the students, our public health department, our police officers, our fire department, and to everybody that is working and will be working so hard to make sure that it's a safe and successful event next week. It's an honor to be here as Belmont and the city of Nashville prepare to host the final long-planned presidential debate of 2020. And I'm grateful to the Commission on Presidential Debates and everybody who's working together, to HCA, so carefully to make sure that the health procedures will be in place for a safe event, showing that we can get it done here in Nashville. Now, Belmont is a world-class institution, and it is no stranger to hosting prominent events for a global audience right here at the Curb Event Center. I mean, the 2008 debate drew more than 2,500 members of the national media, along with thousands of campaign staff and supporters. This will be fewer, but it is important that the nation get this important thing done before the election. Now, Nashville is able to host this event because of our COVID-19 progress. And we have a reputation for safety that we have built and we are maintaining. And we have taken action to control the virus instead of letting the virus control us. And I want to encourage my fellow Nashvillians to continue to practice healthy habits because we know it is working. Masks are working, social distancing is working, Metro's public health ordinances are working to keep us safe and to keep our economy running, and will help us stage a safe debate. At its best, the presidential debate is an opportunity for a lively, civil discourse in which the American people can hear from our candidates about the kind of leadership we should expect from the highest office in the land, and to answer questions about things about vision, about how we're helping working families, immigration, criminal justice, our educational system, affordable health care. All these are important topics that need to be addressed and are going to be part of this debate, and why Belmont's contribution to our country is so great and providing a platform for that discussion going forward. All the issues that touch the everyday lives of voters will be talked about here, and again, it's a great thing that we're able to do that in Nashville, and Belmont and the city of Nashville have set the stage for an enlightening and informative conversation, and one that will be worthy of the American people. So we look forward to safely hosting that conversation here on October the 22nd. But again, I'm allowed to do this as mayor. There's a special thanks to the people here at Belmont, Dr. Fisher, everybody who's worked so hard to do it with special commitment in this most challenging time, I think deserves a special shout out for what they have undertaken and the important national work that this is going to allow. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Mayor Cooper. Appreciate your support. And that brings me to Dr. Michael Caldwell, who's the Director of Metro Public Health, who has been just a wonderful partner and has been involved with us for weeks now, making sure that we coordinate all the activities at the local and national level for what we're doing. So Dr. Caldwell, if you would come, please.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Fisher. Thank you, Mayor Cooper. As Nashville's Director of Public Health, I appreciate all the work and dedication to safety that Belmont, HCA, and all our other partners have put together as we've prepared for this presidential debate. As I covered yesterday during Mayor Cooper's weekly COVID briefing, the number of cases in Nashville has increased over the past few weeks. I have kept this in mind when considering protection measures for the debate. My staff and I have had several meetings and walkthroughs with our partners at Belmont, and we all feel confident that the protocols that are in place leading up to, during, and after this historic event will ensure that participants will be safe on this site. This includes health checks, temperature checks, requirements to wear a surgical grade mask, and spacing to allow social distancing. Of course, it is important to remind everyone in Nashville that the best protection against coronavirus is to wear your mask covering both your nose and your mouth, social distancing, and make a plan to protect yourself before going out. Thank you. We look forward to a very successful and safe event.
And thank you, Dr. Caldwell. I first met Dr. John Perlin back in May, virtually, as Belmont and our team were preparing to for this coming year, trying to figure out how do you hold school in this kind of environment. And Dr. Perlin and Ken Sands and his team at HCA have just been invaluable to us as advisors on how to keep our students safe. So it makes all the sense in the world that when the debate commission said that we needed someone, a local partner, to help manage this process, for us to turn to HCA. And Dr. Perlin, please come and talk about what HCA's role is. And again, my deep gratitude to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good morning. And thank you, Dr. Fisher, for the very kind introduction. And I want to acknowledge Mayor Cooper and distinguished guests. It's a delight to be with you today. Let me begin by congratulating Belmont University and Dr. Fisher on yesterday's tremendous announcement launching their new medical school. This will address an important national issue, a projected shortage of physicians in America. It represents yet one more accomplishment in Bob Fisher's vision to make Belmont a premier health sciences campus. Congratulations on that tremendous achievement. At HCA Healthcare, we're pleased to collaborate with Belmont by providing training environments across our TriStar Health system. And along those lines, I want to thank the numerous volunteers from TriStar and from our CareNow urgent care system, the doctors, the nurses, and the others, who in the aggregate are volunteering hundreds of hours in support of the health needs of well over 1,000 individuals associated with staging this historic event. As Dr. Fisher mentioned, there are a couple of individuals who've really gone in and above. Mike Wargo leads our emergency operations and has been a force in helping us work with the effects of COVID across the health system this past year, as well as our chief epidemiologist, Dr. Ken Sands, who we stole from the Harvard system at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. They've been tremendous in helping to advise us all. Let me also thank the Cleveland Clinic, who designed the overall health safety protocols for the debate, as well as our colleagues at the Department of Health, Metro Nashville Health Department, Specialty Director, Dr. Michael Caldwell, as well as the team from the Commission on Presidential Debates and their Executive Director, Janet Brown, and of course, Belmont University for their leadership in promoting health safety. The HCA Healthcare teams looks forward to supporting a successful and healthy debate. Thanks very much.
Next is the Secret Service. Dr. William Hudson, Special Agent in charge of the U.S. Secret Service in Nashville. This is a vital function of the debate to keep the candidates safe and to keep all the participants safe. And we've so enjoyed working with you and learning again how seriously you guys take your job and how important it is. So would you come and make a few remarks? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. Appreciate the introduction. Again, good morning, everyone. My name is Todd Hudson. I'm the Special Agent in charge of the Secret Service's Nashville Field Office. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I want to take this opportunity to thank Governor Lee and Mayor Cooper for the cooperation and the outstanding support by the state of Tennessee and the city of Nashville. I can't say enough about the professionalism and dedication of the state and city officials here in Nashville, but due to time constraints, I will limit myself by saying we appreciate all they do to support the efforts of the Secret Service here in Nashville. I also want to share my appreciation for the staff here at Belmont University for their tremendous hospitality and cooperation. The Secret Service enjoys a long-standing relationship with Belmont University that dates back to the 2008 presidential debates. We very much appreciate the support that Belmont University continues to give the Secret Service, and we look forward to continuing that partnership in the future. And lastly, I want to publicly acknowledge all of the law enforcement and public safety partners that have worked with the Secret Service to ensure the security of the presidential debate. I would like to specifically recognize the Nashville Metro Police Department, Chief Drake, the Nashville Fire Department, Director Schwan, the Office of Emergency Management, Colonel Stewart, and the Highway Patrol, and lastly, Belmont Campus Security. Without question, this has been a unified and collaborative effort within the Nashville law enforcement and public safety community. The partnerships that exist within our network are vital to the comprehensive security planning that has taken place. Our goal here is to provide a safe and secure environment, not only for our protectees, but also for the media, the guests, and support personnel. We always develop our security plans to minimize any impact on the local community, and we believe that is what we have accomplished here. Thank you.
So thank you, Special Agent Hudson, for those comments and the reference to our next two speakers. And we'll begin with our Interim Chief Drake, who will come and talk about the police readiness and the role that they play. And let me go ahead and say it to both of you, Chief Swan and Chief Drake. We so appreciate both of you. Thank you.
Good morning. History will be made in Nashville, particularly the Belmont campus, in less than a week, October 22nd. The dedicated men and women of the police department are committed to ensuring the safety of the last presidential debate of 2020, and ensuring that it's safe for not only the candidates, but for our visitors and residents as well. The security plan has been months in the making. We've had several conversations between Belmont University, federal partners with Secret Service and other agencies, as well as with Belmont Security. The plan that's been developed is a good one with minimal disruption to the community. To carry out this mission, we'll have over 700 police personnel involved. Our presence in and around Belmont University will be particularly strong, particularly Wednesday and Thursday of next week. There will be 2 separate motorcades that will be led by officers. There will be minimal disruption to traffic, but as required for the candidates, we have to have road closures to get them in and out. But those will be very minimal, and we'll open up the roadways as soon as possible. There will be a handful of road closures to the Belmont campus beginning Wednesday afternoon and evening. The list was provided to you this morning, and also it'll be placed on our website. All roadways should be open Friday the 23rd by rush hour. It's important for Nashvilleans to know the debate is not open to the public. Non-credential persons will be restricted on the campus, which will be enclosed by temporary fencing. In addition to reviewing our plans, I had the opportunity to tour the campus on Wednesday, as well as the Curb Center, and I believe our plan is strong. It's quite frankly, with everyone's involved, we're excited and we think we're ready for this event. I want to thank President Fisher and your team for your hospitality today and throughout this process. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Drake. And let me say this while I have the two of you together. There's a police precinct just a block away, Midtown, and there's a fire station right across the street from our campus. And I'm so appreciative of the services that you all provide to us on a daily basis. And anytime there's an emergency involving one of our students, I think of it, the fire department. Thank you so much for helping us care for our students. And with that said, please welcome Chief Swan.
Well, good morning. And like so many speakers before me, I want to just thank everyone that's here. Thank Dr. Fisher and his team for this wonderful, beautiful campus. As Director Chief of the Nashville Fire Department and Office of Emergency Management, we're so proud to take part in this moment. Nashville is not a stranger to historical events, and I am pleased to say that the events are successful due to the hard work of many people that are represented in this room today. The Nashville Fire Department and OEM and our Special Operations team are continuing to work to provide safety to every resident and visitor to Davidson County. And I could not be prouder of the men and women who serve this community daily. So I would take a moment just to acknowledge and recognize them for all the hard work that they do. And as Dr. Fisher was stating about his father and about fundamentals and basketball pivoting, one of my jobs at the Office of Emergency Management, being the director there, is about planning. The 4 keys to success: analyze, plan, implement, and reevaluate. And that's what we do daily. Like all the events that come to Nashville, this will be the same way as far as the planning phases. You've heard everyone from metro to non-metro agencies of all the work that's been put in for this event. So I want to thank all of the metro and non-metro agencies who are here, and we work collectively together to create a safe environment and allow our city to host an event of this magnitude. So thank you to all.
Thank you. And our final speaker is Butch Bearden, who is the Executive Director of the Nashville Visitors Convention Corporation, which I'm the chair of the board. But they changed the name how many years ago, and I'm still stuck on the old name. But Butch will talk some about the impact that this debate might have on Nashville, the last one had on Nashville. Welcome, Butch.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. And you would think my chairman would know my title and the name of our organization, but he's the boss, so he can call me whatever he wants. I think it's a great example by the number of speakers. To say it takes a village to do something like this would be an understatement. I've had the pleasure of working with pretty much everybody here multiple times. Some of the best in the country, probably best in the world, and it's why and how we have built our reputation. 2008 was a historic moment for Belmont and Nashville. In my opinion, minus the rain, it was a pretty soggy night for us. It was a flawless presentation of all that is good about our city, our higher education, our corporate support, our democracy at work, our community support, our city services, and our event capabilities. Nobody does it better than Nashville does. It all paid off in numerous ways in 2008, and is evident by a lot of what we do whenever we're doing something. To Chief Swan's point about reevaluate, we look at how we can do it better, but we look to how we can take it to the next level and what is next. So fast forward to today, and we did all of that during the Great Recession. So it was a very trying time to raise money and marshal resources, but didn't stop Nashville. So as I said, you fast forward to today, we're obviously in another trying time, trying economic time, and obviously a global pandemic that we're the right city at the right time, and we're ready to do it again. This debate will shine a very positive global spotlight on our city. As Dr. Fisher mentioned, over 40 countries will broadcast live from Nashville. We need that spotlight. We need that example, shining example of what Nashville looks like to the rest of the world. It will provide a much needed economic boost for us. Big events, big meetings are not happening anywhere in the world right now. So to have the media from around the world and the debate commission and the campaigns coming here is extra important right now. It's also likely to be the most anticipated and highly watched debate. So not only will we have 40 countries, but hundreds of millions of viewers paying attention to this debate, but also happy to notice Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. We have an opportunity to showcase our hospitality, our world-class facilities, and our world-class capabilities. 6 days from now, we'll be on the global stage. I fully expect this debate to pay off as much as 2008, and I can only hope that FIFA is watching Nashville and that Saturday Night Live takes another shot at Nashville just a few days after. Thanks, Dr. Fisher. We look forward to getting this done.
Yeah, we cannot forget about the Saturday Night Live parodies and their value, especially with young people who might be considering coming to Belmont. And Butch mentioned the eyes of the world will be on Nashville and on Belmont. And after the last debate, one of my board members, Cordia Harrington, brought over a framed hatch show print that had Belmont on that print, but she attached to that 3 articles from newspapers, and she happened to be in New Delhi, India, the day after the debate. And the headlines in the Hindu Times, the Times of India, and the New Delhi Times all were about Nashville and Belmont and that debate. And that's just a great opportunity for our city and our state and our university, and we're excited. But the notes say, in conclusion, because there's more to do here, I want to thank all of our speakers. Thank you so much for being here today. I think it means a lot to the community to see all of us together. We're not quite as imposing as the Titans offensive line, although these 2 guys, I'd go this way if I were you, But what a strong team we present, and we thank you all. We sure couldn't do this without you. I also want to point out that a couple of the leaders of our student volunteer efforts are present back in the back. Molly Deakins, raise your hand. She's not. I can't. Oh, well, raise your hand. That's yeah. These masks make it even harder. And also Kedron Turner back there. These 2 students have put in a lot of time and effort in helping lead the student volunteer efforts. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people involved in making this happen. Thanks to you.